everybody, I'm Bob Boudreau, and I was in the very first class of Leadership Houston. And the challenge that we faced back then, was to figure out what Leadership Houston was. We had no antecedent, and so therefore it was up to us to figure out the evolution and the future structure of the organization. There was about maybe 45 of us that graduated that first year, including some prominent figures in the community as the years passed. I suppose every class can lay claim to that. But I think the biggest challenge that we faced, and one I think we met, was to make sure that those classes that followed us, A, were able to happen, and B, had an organization structure that allowed them to move into leadership positions within the organization. Hopefully that has carried and will continue to carry on into the future. I mean, we're almost at, what now, over 28 to approaching 30 plus years. That's a pretty significant thing for any organization, particularly one that had virtually no money to begin. So the great experience that I've had in Leadership Houston was A, being part of the original class, 2, watching it grow and watching this organization expand.
I guess you have me to blame for that. In the beginning, we began to realize that there would be alumni. And so we were talking about class 3 and class 4 and, you know, the 5th class and the 18th class. And it seemed a little unwieldy, and the idea of having Latin numbers seemed a little unrealistic. So I suggested Roman numerals, and I guess it stuck. Greg Waddell, I think it was, and I were the first chairs of what was then the alumni committee, and that then, as we spun away from the chamber, became the Alumni Association. The rest is history. So.
Since I've been involved with Leadership Houston from the beginning and been a presenter in many years, particularly in earlier classes, from 1 through about 12. What I think about Leadership Houston today is that it is the perfect organization poised to be the entity in our city that presents servant leadership in the right manner in which it should be presented. Now, an important thing about being a servant leader is that, of course, no one cares about what you know, about what you think you know, or how smart or bright you are, until you show and demonstrate to them that you care about them as a human being. It is a human being factor that allows us to be change agents. It is a human being factor that allows us to enter into the hearts and minds and souls of the people we're trying to help and serve. It is developing those relationships, as we know, built on mutual trust and respect, that allows us to have that cachet to be able to do things, to be movers and shakers, to get things done. Those relationships built on that character and integrity that is so important. So as we go forward in the history of this great international city, moving from the 4th largest to the 3rd largest, in Steve Kleinberg's Houston, as we say, with the change of demographics, Leadership Houston has a great role and place to play in helping everyone understand how to exercise in the city of Houston, in the way it is changing the servant leadership model. It is important that we lift that up and hold that up to be able to do the cognitive, affective, and behavioral changes that we expect to see in people. It is about changing people's hearts, minds, and souls, about motivating them to be the type of leader that we need in this community. And I know of no other organization more perfectly poised to do that than Leadership Houston.
A celebration to last throughout the year.